Dang. Listen, man. The season's over, man. It was a good run. The season was not a failure. You know, it was it was it was it was respectable. Granted, when you look back and we recap this whole season, we should have done much better. We could have done much better. We left a lot out there. Uh, Super Bowl hangover? Possibly. Probably. Because as we all know, it was at least 4 games that we should have came up out of there with a victory. Off the top of the head, most notably that Carolina game, we were up, let them come back, I think 17 points in like 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. Can't let that happen. Tampa Bay game. Even though they got off to a fast start, we started coming back. We could have pulled that one out. That was a defensive lapse. That's, it's on both sides of the ball. Offensive struggles, defensive struggles, with Wentz, with Foles. It was definitely a couple games that, we should have pulled out the victory. It was games early in the season where we was like, okay, just looking at the schedule, it's teams we should have won. We should have beaten those games, and we didn't. Shoot, that freaking last Cowboys game, we should have won. Granted, we got robbed, but we have to play better. And we are better, because we saw that these last 4 games before the playoffs even started. Beating the Rams, beating the Texans, beating the bricks off the Redskins, holding them to a donut. Championship football that we play. So at the end of the day, man, it's okay. We'll see what happens. I want to say first and foremost, thank you to Nick Foles. You brought my city our first Super Bowl championship. You brought championship football back to the city. Now, granted, Carson Wentz helped along the way, but you finished it. Starting a fight is one thing. Finishing is a whole nother ballgame. You closed. You are a closer. You are clutch. And you will always be loved and remembered in this city. Now, we hope that you stick around, but business is business. And it don't look like they're going to pick up that $20 million for you, so you're going to probably go elsewhere. We'll see that. I would love to keep the Foles, and I love you, and that's my guy. You understand? So, most humble quarterback I've ever seen. Greatest backup of all time. And he's right now the greatest Eagle quarterback of all time. Besides the Super Bowl one, statistically speaking. 7 touchdowns in a game. Highest passer rating of all time. Best 3rd down and 4th down completion passer rating and things of this nature. He is the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. Make no mistake about it. But it might be time for him to pass over the reins to Mr. Wentz. And Carson, this might have been good for him, seeing these things happen. That disgust, that anger, that disappointment that, due to injury, you were unable to accomplish these things that you've seen Nick do while you were on the sideline. So hopefully you've seen what needs to be done. You've seen how he executed it, so you can do it yourself or do it better, and you see what it takes. And, you know, that's good for a young quarterback such as Carson with more talent than that. Just because you got the talent don't mean that you'll pull it off. So we've seen that. The offense looks better when Foles is in there because he executes exactly to the T what the play is being called for. Instead of, you know, Carson, who, you know, because of his athleticism, his arm talent, his skill, and things of this nature, he, you know, ad-libs, freestyles, and, you know, comes up with different stuff, but not doing exactly what the call is on the field. And that helps sometimes, but it hurts also at times too. We have to address some things in this offseason. It's going to be a big offseason for this Eagles team. We got to get defensive backs. Granted, a lot of injuries occurred, which is, you know, something you can't foresee, but it also lets you know you got to have good depth. And first and foremost, even before the injuries, Mills and Darby were not looking like Pro Bowl cornerbacks. So I really hope Howie busts a move like he do, and he goes and gets us a shutdown cornerback in the trade, off season, something, or just get the best freaking shutdown cornerback that we can get in the draft. Whatever our first pick is, if we can get a cornerback as the first pick, the best guy on the freaking table. I don't know the last time the Eagles got a cornerback in the first round, so that'd be major for us. We need somebody that's like 6'1", that got speed, not 6'1", 6'2" like Rasul Douglas, but slow. Can't keep up with nobody. You physical when it's, you know, when he's close to you, but if the guy's trying to run a freaking slant route or he taking a go route, he gonna burn you, and it's an easy pass catch touchdown. We need some speed like Darby, but tall enough to be able to go up there and contest with anybody. These freaking Michael Thomases of the world, he's 6'2". These freaking Julio Joneses of the world, he's 6'4", 6'5". We need to be able to contest with these type of guys. Freaking, we got to play Amari Cooper now twice a year. We need to be able to contest with these guys. He's 6'3". We need a big, fast, physical cornerback. Somebody like a freaking Josh Norman, tall and lanky. He's not as big as far as weight-wise, but he gets physical with the lineman. I mean, he gets physical at the line, and he can go up and get it. And he's tall enough, and his arms are long and lanky, so he can get in there. We need somebody like that. We need somebody like, you know, with the build of a Richard Sherman, of a Josh Norman, or the kid for the Jaguars. He's huge. He looks like a freaking wide receiver. He's like 6'2", 200 pounds, solid, all muscle. So, like, we need to definitely do that. We also gonna have to get a safety because we know Corey Graham is probably done. If not, it's his last season. He's getting older. He's getting burnt. You know, he's getting older. Shoot, watching this Saints game, Malcolm Jenkins was getting burnt by Kamara. Now, granted, Kamara's a different monster. He's a freaking speed beast anyway. So there ain't too many people in the league gonna keep up with him. But we need to address the safety and the cornerback position ASAP. So offensive lineman, Peter's probably gonna retire. We need to get somebody like that, first round pick or second round pick. We got a couple things to address. So we love you, Foles. We'll get back at you. Welcome to the Bird Gang. Expect a video of Nick Foles, a thank you video coming up soon. To all my subscribers and fans and folks and family, we love you. We appreciate the love and the support, man. It ain't gonna stop. As always, you know, you got the realest reporting on the Eagles. Much love to everyone out there. We're gonna watch these playoffs and see what happens. At this point, it don't even matter because we not in the game. But I ain't gonna lie, Andy helped us get Doug Peterson, which helped us get the Super Bowl. So hopefully Andy do good. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta see them too much, so it don't matter. But we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, fly Eagles fly. Bird Gang. Keep your head. Congratulations to everybody in the playoffs. Congratulations to the Saints. We'll see y'all.